guards brought the main character's adopted father to the location that they were staying in. An army Clavener general and the Melee's head guard is the reason why the middle guard of the Meleed wasn't killed, because he was captured, tried, and was going to be literally executed. He had crimes put onto his head. Even though he was requesting for help, those requests were ignored, and what happened was put onto his own head. They were able to save him and get him out of there and take him to the location where the main character and Meleed was staying at the same time when they brought the main character's adopted father. The Meleed is playing mouse and cat with the new Bandit King. You know, the one that was the nephew to the Bandit King. He's playing mouse and cat with this dude. He's capturing the dude's men left and right, letting the man scurry away and escape at every opportunity. Like, he's playing the long game with this dude. And one of the groups of these people wanted to basically rebel against the new Bandit King, especially when one of these dudes is supposed to be the Bandit King's brother-in-law, and the Bandit King used him as a human shield during the last battle. And the dude's like, yeah, no, I don't want to follow this dude's lead anymore. And so he wanted to rebel against the Bandit King and fight against the Meleed, but this gets him very much captured because, again, he can't really fight against the Meleed. But yes, the Meleed's playing the long game with the Bandit King. He does get to a location where the Bandit King is with the little bear cub, and the Bandit King abandons the bear cub to the Meleed for his own safety, and the bear cub is very loyal to him, thinks this dude is like the best big brother to ever exist, because this dude took him in and raised him, and he thinks this dude is best bro. No, he's not, because he abandoned you to your fate. And what I mean, the Meleed is playing the long game. The Meleed is playing the long game with the Bandit King. So he's going to let the Bandit King escape back to the mountain, but he's going to release the men that he's already captured to go back to the mountain. And he's going to make it look like the Bandit King had turned traitor, had turned spy, and is the reason why all these men had gotten captured. Like, he's not going to free all of them men, but he's going to free enough who have already rebelled against the Bandit King to return back and make it look like the Bandit King had basically let them get captured and had turned traitor. So the bandits will all be fighting with each other, arguing with each other, trying to take him out without having to attack the location the main character and Meleed is staying in. You know, the area, the territory they're staying in. Yes, they are doing this to protect the territory, making the other bandits fight each other, which is actually a smart idea. We already knew that the Meleed, when he escaped the capital and was accused of being a traitor and killing the emperor, he was heading to his family's territory. Except he had to stop at the territory he's staying at to deal with the bandits and make an alliance with the prefect of the territory. But now he wants to head to his family, and he especially wants to head to his family when his family is fighting a war against a certain tribe. And he wants to get to them because his brother has been injured and has to be set to rest, and now his father has pulled himself out of retirement to fight this, but there is issues because of this. One, the few men that his father still had did not have a good relationship with his eldest brother because of his eldest brother's decisions during fight, and his strategies was completely different from the father. And again, the father stepping in and now having to lead the brother's men, who are now newer and younger, and has followed the brother around during battles and wars. Yes, they idolize the father, but they also have different ways of doing something. So there is issues going on. Some men are on the father's side, some men are on the brother's side. It is a mess and a half, and it's causing them issues during the war and issues between each other. The main character is working with the chief advisor and the prefect of this territory to make a deal with another territory or another country to help cause better situations for this territory and keep them safe and sound. But they need to work through things before they can make this deal happen. But yes, this is the main character's thing. And while the main character was working on the accounts, The male lead was being a clingy little dog. He was all over the main character, wanting attention, wanting affection, wanting to roll around the sheets, even though they've done it several times since they arrived to this territory and several times in the book. But yes, he wants his wife's attention. And his wife's like, good boy, you're such a good boy, let me do my work, such a good baby, petting him on the head. Like, this man knows that his man is a dog and knows how to take care of him. The chief commander of the World Army brings a child from his own clan, claiming the child was the Empress Dongron's husband's child, full on claiming the child was his. And no one fully believes this, especially when Virtuous Popper stands up and goes, okay, prove us. Hand over the letter. You claim this letter states from the emperor, the Empress Dongron's husband's letter claims that this child belongs to him. Hand over the letter. But the dude was refusing to. So the dude's like, yeah, no, if we're going to have somebody take over the throne, we'll get somebody who's from a, family of the emperor, but isn't like one of the emperor's children. We'll just get one of the emperor's, like, from one of the lower branches. And one of the only surviving people is already in his old age, like in his 80s, which he's like, yeah, no, we can't do this. The, chief commander of the Imperial Army, no, you're trying to keep this child from having the throne. It was a full-on fight. Just because this dude wanted to show the freaking letter, a letter he doesn't even have, because again, this child isn't the Empress Dongron's husband's child. Like, it is a full-on fight and a hissy. Popper and Fruitress has enough of this, and you know what he does? He full-on kills himself publicly in front of everyone because no one's doing anything because of this actions this dude is trying to take. This dude's trying to put a fake heir on the throne, and no one's trying to do anything. The Empress Dongron's letting this all play out so she can get rid of her brother, cousin. I can't remember what his relationship with her is because they're in from the same clan. I can't remember what the relationship is. But yeah, she's trying to get rid of him and use this ploy to get rid of him, and then she's going to put this child on the throne. It's a whole thing, and it was messy. It was messy. This dude kills himself. I was horrified when he did because, again, I cared for him, and now he's dead. And this caused riots with the students. They are all furious. They are pissed. People are taking action over the death of Virtuous Popper. They want things done. They want the head of the chief commander of the Burden Army. They do not want his fake heir on the throne, especially when he hands over a fake letter from the Empress Dongron's husband, which is proven to be a fake letter. They want his head. They don't just want his head. They want the head of the Minister of Justice. They want Gentle Jade's and Sound of Bamboo's heads. Yes, they want all of their heads because of the death of Virtuous Popper. Remember, Gentle Jade was Virtuous and Popper's student, and he's not doing anything with the lessons and teachings his teacher gave him. He's doing nothing with it. He's just sitting on the sidelines while everything is falling apart. He is not doing anything to get justice for his dead teacher or doing anything that led to the death of his teacher.